Okay, so we're just going to take a quick look at the use of Google Drive and just a little bit on the security. It doesn't take long, but it is very, very important, especially when you talk about GDPR, and we'll have a quick look at that in another session. If you come into your Google account, you click your dots, and you have all the services that are there and Google Drive. So this is a new account, so I don't have anything. Google Drive is very handy because it basically, let me just go through this because I'm just new here, blah, blah, blah. I do have the option to create a new folder. I can upload files, I can upload complete folders. I can also, from this location, create a document, spreadsheet, a presentation, or a form linked to this account. A few other things here. Google My Maps actually is one I will do a session on. If you want to have a custom map, you can set that up. There might be a number of reasons, say for using, say for example, you're doing some kind of an orienteering event or something local. You could set up a custom map, or you basically wanted, you had a number of locations where you needed groups to go. If it was some kind of a, maybe more like a provincial or national event where you've got, maybe groups going to different locations around the province or national, Google My Maps basically gives you a custom map where you can put in your own pins and information, and all that kind of stuff. Some other stuff there that you can use. So just for a second, I'm just going to create a Google Doc, which will look very like Microsoft Word. So I say this is a test. And in fairness, it has everything that you might need. It looks the same as Microsoft Word. The toolbars are a little bit different. Say, for example, if I want to find something, edit, find, and replace. In Word, find and replace is over somewhere here on the right. I can put in an image. I can paste an image as well. If I, for example, do a print screen, let me take a quick shot of this thing here. I can just Control and V, and I can paste my image in. Put in the middle. Go to the middle again, all that kind of stuff. Format, lots of stuff there. Headers and footers. If I double click, and this works for Microsoft Word as well, if I double click on the header, I say 40th Galway document. So you'll notice then if I create different pages, I've got my header, and if I click in the footer, this is the footer. I think add page numbers. Page numbers. Show on the first page, start at 1, blah, blah, blah. So this is the, page 2. So I have the option to, so let's say quickly, 40 Galway doc. Just check something in a second. What it's done is it's actually saving this. The handy thing about Google, when you see this little cloud guy here, document status, all the changes are actually already saved. So I click on it, and I go back in again. The handy thing is it does save it as it goes along. Save to Drive, which is kind of cool in case you forget. What you can also do is I won't share with others for a second, I can download this as a Word file, PDF file, text file. It keeps a cool thing if you've got different versions and different people working on versions, right? I can see the version history. So you'll see the initial one had initial copy at 10:11 this morning. Didn't have anything. The next one has all the latest changes, and so on. 40th Galway is the account. If I have someone else, if I share this with someone and they're working on the document, it can give me the edit so I can see what's going on. yeah, so you can see that there was a little change, and that's where we are now. We're at this version, and I think I can. How do I hide that again? Oh yeah, I go back here. So you can go back in a version if you made a lot of mistakes. You're not happy, you can go back. Extensions, there's lots of stuff you can get in add-ons. Won't talk about them for a second, or won't talk about them today. One thing about add-ons is they will request access to the account. I don't have a good example of an add-on now, but there could be something that you might want to use within Microsoft Word or Microsoft, start again, Google Docs. One thing might be Grammarly, for example, which is a grammar checker. So that would be in there as an extension, but it would need access to the account to be able to read the documents. Okay. Tools, word count, suggested edits. It's not giving me any ideas, but it could do if there was maybe spelling check, spelling mistakes, that kind of stuff. Dictionary, translated, all that kind of good stuff. But what I'm going to just focus on for a second is I want to share this with others. Now, if so restricted is good, right? I say copy the link, and only people with access can copy the link. Okay, so if I come in and I open another window and I try and get access to the documents. Okay, sorry, I'm logged in, so that's why it was called me a liar. I'm logged in, that's why let me just make sure here. Let me go to another browser. You don't think I'm telling you lies? Google Chrome, and I'm going to go in guest mode, and I'm going to open up the document. Yeah. So it's asked me to sign in, which is what I want to see. Okay. So if I have an account that has access to that, it'll let me in. So I'm just going to go back. So what I want to do is file, share with others. Now, what you need to do here is, now I don't have anybody set up, I'm going to share it with myself. So it needs to be somebody named. Here you go. Send. So what I'll do is my Gmail account will get a link now that I can go in and I can I have access to the document. If I have a Hotmail account, I can't access the doc unless you do this anybody with link. You do not want to use this one because you want at all times anything you're sharing, unless it's something like a menu or something for parents where you want to just share on a view basis. You can do maybe some kind of a document that's you know, for example, if it was a county camp document that you are sharing, or some kind of you're running some kind of event where you have information in a document, you could share that with people as viewers. You definitely don't want to share any kind of document where you're having editor access. You don't want to just share with a blind link. So if I share this one now, anyone with the link can view. So I go to here, and I can see the documents. Now, can't do anything with it, I don't think. Oh, you'll see these little like there. What this actually just shows. So if I go back to the document a second, just to show you, this is kind of one of the collaboration features, and I'll say this is a new line. That's what I've typed. If I go back over here, I now see it updated. 40. It shows me that 40 Galway is in there. So somebody else is editing it to show that, which is kind of cool. But it is extremely important for all groups to only share with named accounts. It also lets you see at a glance who you've shared with and the access that they have. Yeah, you can do this. You can change, editors can change permissions and share. Viewers and commenters can see the option to download a printed copy. I can take off those guys there if I want. Okay. And obviously you can have a look at whatever else is new there, but that's very, very important across any of the Google documents. The same would stand for if it's Dropbox or if you're using OneDrive, which is Microsoft. Each file is going to have its own access. Now, each file has its access. If I go here and I say, I'm back to Google Drive, that's my documents, new folder, and I'm going to say documents, I can spell it, and I might put it green, and I move my document in there. What I can also do is I can share the folder. Now, if you notice here, the folder isn't shared with Stephen Griffin like the document was. Again, I can say just open the folder if I've got certain access, because if I just send somebody the link, they're only going to see this doc. They're not going to see anything else in the folder unless I send them the link to the folder. The folder works if you're sharing information across your group. So share documents, and I might want to share it with somebody else. So there he is again, because he was in there earlier. Editor, that's fine. Send. So I'm just going to create Google Sheet for a second. Google Sheet again has most of the features that Microsoft Excel would have. 10, 20, 30. Actually, one thing it doesn't sum. So I have to go in there and drag these guys manually. Excellent. There's some nice features. There's conditional formatting. Things like that you can use to make your life a little bit easier. Conditional formatting might say if the greater than 20, so it changes the colors. Those conditional format rules are, so I click on the field or the cell, and I can take that out again. Same crack. I can email it, download it, etc., etc. And very, very important again, share with others. Need to put a name in it. New sheet. Save. So again, the access is restricted, and I'm not sharing it with Stephen Griffin at the moment. So I'll say done, and I close it down. There's my new sheet. Drag it in here. Now, excuse me. Now, what it says is change who has access. This item will be visible to everyone who can see documents. This is just one to watch, right? If I drag a file into a folder, it'll inherit the permission. So if Stephen Griffin has access to the documents folder, but he didn't have access to new sheet, he will now. So Google, in fairness, warns you of this. Change who has access. This item will be visible to everybody who can see documents. Ooh, good. Documents. There you go. Okay. Okay, so that's basic. I suppose the use of Google Drive and permissions. You've got 15 gigabytes free, which is loads. You can buy more if you want, but 15 gig is loads. Just be wary putting loads of videos there because it'll chew up that storage. In this particular account, that goes across for Google Photos as well. Okay, so I'm going to close that one.